The Secret of Shambhala by James Redfield, Chapter 11, The Secret of Shambhala. Yes, the title of the chapter is the title of the book. On page 219, they were wandering around the temples in search of Tashi's grandmother. They observe how the people there are impacting the world. Page 220, discussion of medical treatments and the medical industry overall. Page 221, about food alkalinity and the health industry. It's kind of covered already. Page 222 covered legal and political corruption. Page 223, they search for Tashi's grandmother as the temples crumble around them. Page 224, escaping the crumbling temple. Page 225, they watch scenes of the major religions of the world coming together. On page 226, they watch scenes of interracial and international harmony. Page 227, they theorize that Shambhala is moving to many different locations, not just one. On page 228, they walk past the area of the people who were helping them via intention and prayer all along their journey. So they actually see behind the scenes where the people projecting the prayer in Shambhala are. Page 229, Chang and the soldiers arrive, and all the main characters try to send energy to change them, to uplift them, but it doesn't work. Which, there's a part of you as you read the book, you're like, is that really going to work against some hostile enemies? So all the stuff, it doesn't work at first. Page 230. Tashi visualizes the window in order to teleport the group to a safe location by expecting it to work. So that's how they make their getaway. Page 231. John describes the location of Tashi, and he visualizes it, and the neighbor's daughter from the beginning of the book appears to help, and Tashi reveals that the girl is his sister. Page 232. They step through the window and are safe at home with his neighbor and daughter and others. Page 233. How to create a field. First, begin with the energy of the creator. Let it come into your body and fill you up. Let it flow out of the top of your head and through your eyes. Let it flow out into the world in a constant prayer field until you see only beauty and feel only love. In a heightened alertness, expect this field to move out and boost the spiritual fields of the person, raising them into their intuitions. Once you get there, you then empower the angels. Empower the angels. First, we must make sure our fields are fully set to enter the fields of the people you are trying to influence. See it happening. See that they aren't enemies. They're people, souls in fear. Then we must acknowledge the angels fully and very deliberately visualize them coming to the people you want to influence. Then, with all of your expectations, visualize them amplifying our prayer fields. Empower the angels fully to energize the higher selves of those people beyond what we can do alone, uplifting the men into an alertness that is incapable of evil. Page 234. They witnessed the man from Kathmandu appear as an officer to resolve an issue in the distance, and they realize he was John's guardian angel. The Secret of Shambhala. We have just completed the last extension. We finally know the secret of Shambhala. We can now begin to perform as those in Shambhala have done. They have looked out on the world and found key situations that were occurring, and then interceded with not only the strength of their own prayer field, but the strength of the angelic realms as well. This is the role of the angels, to amplify. Uplifting people is only part of the last extension. The key is to empower the angelic forces to come in on our energy and intervene. We have to begin with acknowledging the angels, but then, at this level of energy, we have to empower them to act. We must do this very intentionally. We must ask them to come. We can empower the angels in a general way to protect an area by setting a special field to flow out to the tops of the areas in all directions around, and to empower the angels to protect the boundaries. Visualize an angel being stationed on each post. Shambhala was always protected. We can be protected too. John experiences skepticism. Even after all he had seen, he still had his doubts that humans could really empower angels. Do you really think we can summon angels to help ourselves and others? Would we be given that much power? It's not that easy. In fact, It is impossible for someone with negative intentions to attempt. None of this works unless we are fully connected within the energy of the Creator and sending our energy very cautiously out in front of us, touching others. If we have the slightest bit of ego involved or anger present, all the energy collapses and the angels can't respond. We're God's agents on this planet. We can affirm and hold the vision of divine will, and if we authentically get in alignment with that positive future, we'll have enough prayer energy to direct the angels to act. The 11th insight. All of this information is the 11th insight. The knowledge of the prayer fields takes human culture a step further. When we understood the 10th, that human purpose on this planet was to create an ideal spiritual culture by holding the vision, something was still missing. We didn't know how exactly to hold it. We didn't know the details of how to use our faith and expectation energetically. Now we know. The reality of Shambhala and the secret of prayer fields has given us this. We can now hold the vision of a spiritual world and act to bring it about through our creative power. Human culture can't progress further until we consciously use this power in the service of spiritual evolution. We have to do what those in the temples were doing, methodically set our prayer fields on all those key situations out there that will make the difference. The true role of the media, especially television, is to point out these problem areas. We must notice every discussion, every scientific debate, every struggle someone is having between the dark and the light, and take the time to use our fields. The 11th insight continued. We can do this in small communities, churches, circles of friends all over the world. But what if the power of every religion was combined into one giant unified prayer field? Right now, the field is fragmented, even canceled out by negative prayer and hatred. Good people are letting their thoughts add to evil, thinking it doesn't matter. But what if that changed? What if we set a field larger than the world has ever seen, sweeping across the planet to uplift those insidious forces everywhere who want to centralize power and control everyone else? What if every reform group and every profession and occupation knew how to do this? What if an awareness of the field spread that far? And what if we all really believed in the angelic realms and knew that it was our birthright to empower them? We would truly be the warriors of Shambhala, winning the battle over how the future will look. The true challenge of this generation. If we don't succeed, all the sacrifices of the past generations could be in vain. We might not get past the environmental damage that is occurring or the insidious acts of the controllers. The important thing is to begin to build a conscious thought network to link the warriors together. Every person who knows has to connect with everyone else in their lives who would want to know. How the book ends. John focuses on where Yin was being held captive and envisioned an angel to protect him and knew that Tibet would eventually be free, and this time he had no doubt. Thank you for watching this series on the 11th Insight by James Redfield, The Secret of Shambhala. If you want to see a video series on the 12th Insight, please leave it in the comments below. If I don't see any comments, I'm not going to make the series, but if there is an interest, I will. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you next time.